Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I just want to reiterate and say thank you, each of you, for being here today and sharing your stories, and for family and friends who are here as well. And Ms. Martin, you are so right that every story is different. My background, I was a pastor for over 25 years before coming to Congress, and cannot tell you how many people over the years that personally we have been involved with in trying to help through multiple different kinds of traumatic experiences. And hearing your stories this morning, quite frankly, it was difficult for me just in reliving so many other experiences and precious people's lives that we've personally been engaged with. And every time, to be honest, I felt so inadequate, and I cannot, I mean, there's just, like in every person's life that we dealt with, I was just crying out to God for wisdom to help these people in whatever circumstance it was. And so thank you to each of you. Mr. Miller, I do want to specifically ask you, you mentioned personally an encounter you had with the Lord. And I look just personally going back in the 90s, I believe it is, only about 7% of Americans said they had no religious affiliation. Now that's well over 20%. And I think that's rather significant. I'm just curious how important your faith was in dealing with and finding some healing from the traumatic experience you went through.
If it wasn't for my faith, none of this would happen. My leadership, or my friend Chris, tried to convince me to write my story, and I procrastinated. I didn't think I had a story. I just thought that I was in the infantry and did my job. So it wasn't until my mother-in-law asked me to come to church, and I was like, why? You know, what type of God would actually let this crap going on in the world? What type of God would let me see this stuff and survive? What type of God would let my friends die and me make it back and have to suffer and remember this all my life? And I was having it down right out with him. I was cussing him out, and I heard it clear as day. And once I heard that, I'm like, I have to share my story. I mean, how do you have someone tell you that when nobody around and then not go home and do it? And that's when I realized that, our stories provides healing for others. It lets others know that what they're going through is not, they're not alone, that there's others out there that have experienced it. So, my religion has been key. It's helped keep my family together. It's given me the belief that if you just wake up every day and put one foot in front of another, that things will eventually work out as long as you don't quit.
Thank you very much, Ms. Presley. This will be our last.
Mr. Chairman, can I finish my 5 minutes?
Yeah, no, you don't have 5 minutes. You weren't here at the beginning. I limited it. So that you'll be clear, we gave each side 10 minutes, and I asked members out of due respect for them, and this was already worked out. And okay, all right.